stage once you hit my window. The sun's shining. And my son's going to cut my grass for me, which is awesome. Let me just get the chat up. How were you yesterday? What did you do? I want to know. Tell me what yous were up to. I've been missing yous. I done an ironing yesterday. I got that all done. Tidied up. And today is an important day for me. I'll never forget this day. This is the 15th of May. For a couple of reasons. I'll get into it when some people come in and talk to me. I don't want to be sitting here talking myself. Look at the Nicky. What don't I brush my hair? Do you know, I should have let me smarten up a bit. There, that's a bit better, is it not? Yeah. There we are. There we are. Got it up, live chat's on, sound is down. We're cooking with gas, and I've got my beverage today, and it's a bad one. I know people are like, that, it's naughty, you shouldn't be drinking them, but listen, I do. I do drink them, and I enjoy them. I enjoy my energy. Listen, it wakes me up, that's for sure. There's my son out cutting my grass. Awesome. So, 9 years ago today was a day I shall never forget, as you can tell with the title. I got my double mastectomy. But I don't think I've ever told you the story of that, right? And I'm going to tell you the story of that because it was a crazy story. Originally, they were only going to take one boob, right? They were only going to take the one boob, so they were. And I was kind of freaking out a bit because they thought of just having one boob. Maybe some people, that'd be okay, but with me, it was... I felt dirty is the only way to describe it. I felt dirty with the boobs on, you know, and forever I'd have been thinking cancer was in the other boob. So I'd asked them just to take the two of them, just take the two of them. My laptop's crashed anyway. Asked them to take the two of them and they said no. And I was all like prepared. Anyway, I was prepared for the surgery. I had my wee gown on and everything like that. And my surgeon came up to me and he says, Linda, we're just going to take the two. And I was like, thank God you're taking the two because I can't imagine just having the one. So that was me. They took me down and when I woke up, they were gone and I felt clean. See, I don't want anybody feeling sorry for me because I felt dirty having them. See, having them and knowing that there was cancer and all that. It made me feel icky and dirty and stuff, so it was a good thing when I woke up, but I was in a lot of pain and I had draining tubes in and a lot. Nobody ever talks about that. I'm going to talk about it though because I had no idea that's what happened. See, when they remove one of your limbs or that fluid, something happens with fluid, right? Anyway, so they had to... Thank you, Edgeversa, good morning. Yes, it is happy. It is a happy anniversary. Although it does bring back a lot of like feelings that I was going through at the time, you know. What was I saying? Nobody talks about draining tubes. I had no idea you had... I woke up and there was a draining tube there and a draining tube there, right? And 2 bags full of fluid. And see, when I went to the toilet, to take these bags of fluid with me. And I was with my face, right? I'm not even going to lie. They were giving me heavy painkillers because obviously I was in a lot of pain. But see inside the bags, right? It was clear so you could see the fluid. And there was bits in it, edge of Versama. And do you know, it was like jellyfish. Now, I know we've not got jellyfish in this, but it must have been like bits of skin or something all floating about like that in this. And I was sitting out my nut just poking the bag like that. Poking the bag and watching these things doing that in the bag. And when my visitors came up, I was still sitting just poking the bag like that. I can't believe all that stuff's swirling about inside you. Can you believe that? All that stuff's all swirling about inside your body, but it is. It is. It was a bad time, and I'll see it 9 years ago, and I'll never forget it. The 15th, I can never forget. But that was the bad bit about the 15th, right? Follow on a year for that day, and I was in Florida. I was in. That was the last time I was in Florida. I can't believe it's been that long. 8 years. 8 years ago, I was in Florida at this time, and that was when my dad, for a special treat, got us a night in the Animal Kingdom Lodge. And I remember just it was a beautiful room and everything like that, and my view was giraffes roaming about, and I was lying in my bed looking out the window at these giraffes and thinking this is absolute magic. So, and I was sitting sipping a pina colada because that kept me going the whole time. A wee pina colada. Molly, good morning to you, good morning. So that was awesome, and that was the last holiday I had. It was 8 years ago today, but then that's a long time, isn't it? Oh no, I tell a lie. I went to Croatia, didn't I? But that was the last time I was in Florida. It was 8 years ago. But it just shows you 9 years on, and I'm still here and still fighting and all of that good stuff. So, oh, I know it's Edgevis, my dad doing that, getting us that fancy room. But I'll tell, look, I'm keeping it a honour here. I'm keeping it a honour. See the staff in that hotel, they weren't as nice as the staff in my usual hotel. The hotel, I'm going to bring up pictures of it. Why not? Um, wait a minute. Wait till I show you the pictures of this, because I think you should see these gorgeous pictures of my most favourite place in Disney. Me too. I've had to get a new this one's effed, so I've had to get a new laptop. I'm just going to need to pay it up. It was £300, but listen, I need it for doing my YouTube and stuff. Right, this is going to be a squinty view. Wait a minute, how am I going to do? Right, wait a minute. Oh, there, I've got you all over the place. There, I hope you can see it. This is Port Orleans Riverside. There it is at night time, and it's got this water wheel that just goes round, and it's just wonderful. See, and it's on the water. It's on the water. There it is there. This is my most favourite hotel. Even if I had millions of pounds, I would still go back there. There's the manor houses. I stayed in the manor houses one time, but I prefer Alligator Bayou. I'll show you Alligator Bayou. Look, there's the reception there, and the wee shops there. No, that's the bar there, and then the wee shops next to it. That's one of the rooms in the manor. There's your bathroom and everything like that. Let me see. Isn't that beautiful? There's one of the, that's not the one I stayed in. See if it comes up the one I stayed in, I'll show you. That looks like the French Quarter there. They've got these rooms as well. They've got like princess rooms and things like that themed. That looks like Aladdin themed. There's one of the pools. It's got loads of wee pools, and it's got a big pool, but I like the small pools like that just to plunge into. There's the big pool there. It's got like water spouts and stuff like that. There's the Sasagula. That's the river's called the Sasagula. I'm trying to see. Is that the one I stayed in? I think that might be the one. No, it's not. That's not the one I stayed in. Let me see. See, there's like Alligator Bayou. It's like rustic. It's beautiful. And there's the boat that I always talk about, the boat that goes down to Sasagula, and it goes to Disney Springs, it's called now, but when I was there, it was called Downtown Disney. There's the dining room. It's just beautiful. I mean, the roof and everything like that, it's just, I love that feeling of and there's one of the bathrooms. Absolutely gorgeous. And nighttime, it's just the most magical place. I don't know how many times I've been up and down these stairs. That's you going into the dining area right here. I've probably sat on that seat. There's the beds. The beds are made of wood. Look at the beautiful, beautiful beds. That's the one I stayed in. Mind I told you there was a fountain outside. There's a fountain. And my bedroom was right here. This one right here. And I remember sitting there smoking a cigarette. And down here's the water and watching the boats. There is like the beautiful buildings of Alligator Bayou. See what I mean? They're just lovely. Just a beautiful feeling. Look, there they are. That's where I've stayed on numerous occasions. I prefer that to the big manor houses. But when I talk about my most favourite place, it's that. Now I'm going to show you. Animal Kingdom Lodge, right? Wait, I just take Port Orleans out. Cut. Look, see, there's a giraffe. Look, see, there, that's what I'm talking about. Better bring this picture up. See all the rooms there? I had one of the rooms. And it looked out, and look at the giraffes just stoating about and zebras and stuff. I was lying in my bed looking at that and thinking, this is just magical, this. This is the Animal Kingdom Lodge. Wait till you see inside. It's so gorgeous. Killen, good morning, good morning. I'll see everybody's chat when I go back on it. But that's the inside of it. This is a more expensive hotel. That's hence why my dad got me one night in it. But that one night was just magic. Because you could look out your window at all these giraffes. There's one of the rooms. I slept in this bed, right next to the window. So I could see out to the giraffes. And my mum and Peter had the bunk beds. It was just, so although today is an anniversary of something bad that happened to me, it's also an anniversary of something magical that happened to me. So I've always got that. I'm glad that I done it. I'm glad we went a year after one of the most terrible things, that a lady can get done, happened. So now I can just look at all my Disney things today. Oh God, there we go. I've got his all knocked off. I can look at all my Disney things today and feel happy about being alive. Where am I? Where we are? I never wanted to leave. That is it. I did not want to leave. I've enough. Oh, there I'm at top chat. Wait, I put back to live chat. I wanted to stay forever. But the staff, I'm telling you, the staff in the fancy hotel, you would think they would be nicer to you. Some of them were quite rude, and I'll tell you why. When me, my mum, and Peter had went to a room, you get you open your door with your wristbands, right? You've got a wee thing on your wristband, and it wouldn't work, right? It wasn't working. It wasn't opening the door. So my mum says, I'm going down to the reception to get another one. So she went down to say, look, our keys don't work. In fact, I've still got my key. Wait till I show you it. I've kept it, And it's in here. Oh dear. I will get it. I've just got to dig in this box. This box has got everything in it, this box. It's not there. I cleaned this box out not that long ago. No, it's an absolute riot again. Where is it? Oh, I can't find it. It's going to annoy me, that. No, let's take some stuff out. Oh, maybe I've moved it somewhere else. I might have moved it. Did I move it into here? Oh, I don't know. Anyway, it's a wee wristband. It's a wee wristband and it's got Mickey Mouse on it, it's got your name on it, and you use this to swipe to get into the parks and stuff. So my mum had went down and says, look, this isn't working. And they took another one and slapped it on the table like that. Try that. They were really quite rude. So they were, so that kind of, that put us off a wee bit. Because see, in Port Orleans, Riverside, they're so nice to you. Everybody's really, really nice and kind and stuff. And she was the woman at the reception was quite nasty, which I found in a more expensive hotel. I found that weird. Anyway, it was a beautiful room. It was a beautiful room, but I didn't fancy the dining area. See, they had lots of like really expensive like dining places, right? So we can't afford that anyway. So we went to like the self-service place, you know, that you like cafeteria kind of thing. And the music now, I love things to do with Africa, and you know I've got Africa there, all my things and stuff like that. But this music was like, the only way I can describe it was like wailing women. There was all that. And you're trying to eat your dinner and it was a bit, it wasn't peaceful. It was just like banging drums and folk going, and screaming and stuff like that. So that wasn't as good. Whereas in Port Orleans, it's nice, like kind of banjo music and stuff. You know, it's nice to listen to. But they were going to town with the African music. No, I do like African music, but when you're eating your dinner, it was a bit much. We were like, geez, listen to that music. They were going for it. They were going for it with the wailing and the like that. Honest to God, that's what it was like. But so that's what I'll be thinking about this all day. I was saying to my mum, 9 years. 9 years, isn't that amazing? Doesn't seem like 9 years, but there you are, it was, because it was 2014. And it doesn't seem like 8 years the last time I was in beautiful Florida. Oh, I need to get back. Do you know, just to get back one more time before I go. You know, just that's what I would love. I'd love to get back for 2 or 3 weeks. Do you know, I want to stay 3 weeks because 2 weeks is just not enough for me. I just love it. And do you know, the most of that 3 weeks I would spend in the hotel. I do like the theme parks now and again, but I'm at that age. I'm not going to stand in queue for 8 hours to go on a ride. Green Rose, good morning. My Green Rose, good morning. Today's a special day for me, Green Rose, as you can tell with the title. And A.S. Martin Go Pink, good morning. Yes, today is a special day that I'll never forget. And I was saying, the 9-year anniversary of the double mastectomy. That's a sad occasion, right? That's quite sad. But happy that, you know, I was getting fixed. But 8 years ago was the last time I was in Florida. And I just showed beautiful pictures of my hotel and everything. So that's a happy thing. And I'm awful glad I done that, because see, if I hadn't went to Florida, today would have been a very sad day for me, where it's not, I've got all these memories to... I know, Molly, I can't believe it's went by so fast. I can't believe I'm still kicking about. I tell you the truth. I thought my tea was out a long time ago. Thank you so much, Green Rose. That means a lot to me. Rain, good morning to you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Rain, for watching my channel and just coming on and talking to us. But yeah, today's going to be a happy day for me, so I don't want anybody thinking that I'm going to be sad today. I'm definitely not going to be sad today. It's a happy day that I'm still here, and I've got the beautiful memories of Florida. Gorgeous. The only thing is, the flights, you know, it's like nine odd hours, and usually there's only one. I've been 5 times. I've been that lucky. I've been 5 times. And the only reason I was there 5 times is because my mum and dad used to have a bit of money. You know, they did, a while ago they had a wee bit of money. So they paid for it. They took us, you know, to Florida and stuff like that. But the flight, there's only one time I've ever got a flight direct from Glasgow to Florida. The rest of the time it was all connecting flights. So you were getting messed about. And the longest one ever was we had to get a connecting flight to Chicago. But I got to see a bit of Chicago, which was awesome. We had to get a flight to Chicago, and they've got a wee subway kind of thing in O'Hara Airport in Chicago. I've never seen that before. It was like a wee subway kind of thing. So we went there, and I was a smoker at the time, I remember. And I was dying for a cigarette, because you're not allowed to smoke in these buildings. And I really was. I'm glad I'm not like that now. But that was the longest connecting flight. But the first couple was like here to Gatwick, and then from Gatwick to um, Florida. So that wasn't as bad as having to go from here to Gatwick, and then from Gatwick to Chicago, and then from Chicago down to thing. Oh, Molly is wonderful. The first time I was on a plane, I was 16, was the first time I was on a plane. And it was by sheer accident because we were going to, it was Yugoslavia at the time, and we were going to this island up the north called the island of Kirk. And we were going with this company called NAT Travels. I will never forget it because a lot of people were calling it Never Again Travel. And it was a bus. We got the bus for Glasgow, and we went all the way down past London. We went right through the city centre and everything, and right down to Dover. And we were meant to be crossing the Channel in Dover to get over to France. But there was a strike on with the ferries in Dover, and we couldn't get over. So they took us out of the airport, and we were getting flown to Munich in Germany. Right, and me and my mum and dad, we didn't know how to take this because none of us, that was the first time my mum and dad were on a plane as well. And we were a bit frightened, but we were kind of jet lagged because we hadn't had much sleep. We were on this coach, and we got flown to Germany. So on the plane, they came round with a full English breakfast for us. It was just the most magical experience ever. It was really, really magical. And then when we got to Munich in Germany, there was police going about with big machine guns. And I'd never seen a gun before in my life, and I was like, I was kind of took back with this, actually seeing like a firearm. I know that sounds silly to people, especially if you're over in the pond, but I've never seen a gun. That's the only time I've seen a gun. It was like on the police officers. So, and then we went from Munich all the way through Germany and all that to go down to Yugoslavia. It was an experience and a half. But on the way back, the strike was over, so we were able to go over the channel. But we went through a tunnel called the Mont Blanc Tunnel. You need to look this up. And it took us about 20... Now, this tunnel is bore into a mountain, the mountain of Mont Blanc, right, in Italy. And it joins Italy and France. And it's a huge big mountain, right? And there's a tunnel bore all the way through it, kind of like our English Channel, like that. And it takes you 25 minutes just to drive through this. That shows you how big it is. In fact, they pump oxygen into this tunnel because it's so deep. And it's a bit eerie. It was a bit eerie. And before we went through it, there was the huge big drill bit that they had used to bore into the tunnel. It was all lit up and stuff like that. So that was it was all an experience that I'll never do again. I love the window seat, Molly, but then again, the aisle seat is good because you can get up and go to the toilet and stuff like that without annoying people. But I love looking out the window. I really love looking out. I love takeoff and I love landing. It's exhilarating. It's exciting. I love the feeling of it. But there was one time I've spoke about it. We were going over the Atlantic, and there was a storm called El Nino or something, right? And the plane hit an air pocket and just dropped like that. It was just falling out the sky. Everybody in the cabin were all kind of free falling. There was food on the top of the fuselage. I mean, there was just food everywhere. People were screaming. That the air hostesses were crying. And I've got Sophie and Amanda sitting next to me. And I thought, I can't have them dying and being scared. So I held both their hands and I was going, wee, isn't this fun? Like that. Shiting myself. But you know, the pilot came down and explained to us that, you know, that this is what happens with air pockets, that you drop and stuff like that. And we were okay, but it was a bit that was a bit scary. That was a bit scary. But apart from that, I've never had any bit of turbulence and stuff like that. But do you know what it feels like, Molly? It just feels as if you're in a car. You just feel as if you're driving along in a car. That's the way it feels. Yeah, see, the good thing is that you can watch movies and all that now. You've got your wee touch screen telly, and you can watch movies and stuff like that with your earphones on. But I'll give you a hint, Molly, if you do go, don't get the seat next to the bathroom. We thought, we picked these seats, right? We picked these seats because they'd extra leg room, right? They'd extra leg room, these seats. And we thought, oh, nobody's booked them. We'll book them and then we'll have lots of leg room and stuff like that. See, 7 hours into a flight and everybody's been using the toilet. It's howling is the word I would use. Howling. It was so bad. I was glad I'd bought some Chanel at the duty free. In fact, it wasn't Chanel. It was black opium. And I was scooting it on a wee handkerchief and putting it in my face like that. Because every time somebody opened the toilet door, it was like sewage. It was just sewage, just pure sewage. So I would advise people not to book up that. We picked that seat. We were like, we want that seat. Well, that's what we got. See, I love the airport, Green Rose. I love just sitting, looking at people and wondering where they're going and what their story is. And I love the feeling of the airport and the excitement that's in the air. I love that feeling that everybody's dead excited. It's just the most wonderful feeling. So I love being in the airport. The only thing is now, walking's a problem for me. You know, I've got problems like walking distances and stuff. But wheelchairs are your friend. If you can get a wee wheelchair and somebody to push you, it's great. Yeah, Molly, you'll need to do that. But it's really wonderful. And I love it when we get to Florida and just see when you first come out that plane and smell the air. It's just like, oh, it's just wonderful. So I've got all that swirling around in my brain today, all nice stuff. So anyway, I've had to buy a bloody laptop. Wait a minute, my son's going to want me to pull that plug out. I've had to get a new laptop because this one, look, see, if it wasn't for pictures of my grandson on this, I would be trashing it. It took me like 6 or 7 hours the other day to upload a video. So that means I'll have a new webcam and stuff. Wait a minute to pull that plug out for my son. You got it? There. Now that's the front one, nice. I fix my grandson's tent. Oh, there. There, that's nice. My grass is nice out the front. Did you like the turbulence, Kaylin? Yeah, because it is. It's an exciting thing. Oh, I know, especially as I said the other day, when we go anywhere, because we're Scottish, we're like in the pool. 4 o'clock in the morning, we were in the pool. The locals were going about with jackets on. Because we always went to Florida, apart from 8 years ago, we always went to Florida. On like 1 year, we went on Boxing Day. Or New Year's Eve, Hogmanay we went. We'd always go at Christmas or New Year to Florida. See, I'd love to visit Wales. Wales looks beautiful. I'd love to visit Wales as well. Yeah, so all that's going on in my brain. So how are yous anyway? You tell me about what yous are up to. How was your weekend? I hope you had a nice weekend. So see, yesterday all I did was like tidy up a bit and stuff. Done my ironing, which was needing done. I changed my bedding. So I had a nice comfy bed. I had my shower last night and then into my nice comfy bed. Yeah, see. when we went 8 years ago, the heat in Florida. See, this is the thing. We're no climatized to the heat because we stay in Scotland. We don't really get a lot of heat. And when we went in May 8 years ago, it was boiling. To us, it was boiling. And I remember we were going about and then jumping into shops just to get some air conditioning because it was so warm. It was really, really toasty, toasty warm. And that wasn't even the height of the Florida summer. When it gets the height of the Florida summer, it's like 100% humidity and stuff. So it's like so warm. So when we used to go in December, January, it was just perfect. It was just perfect temperature for us because it was toasty warm but not too warm. So I don't think I could go to Florida like July or things like that because it would be it'd be just too hot for us Scottish people. Yes, it can be really humid, very humid. But you see that? See if you've ever watched one of the launches, which I always watch the launches. That the like the shuttle launch or the Dragon launch or anything like that. The satellites that go up, SpaceX. You'll see like it looks like gas coming off the shuttle and stuff like that because Florida is so warm and they put liquid nitrogen or something into the I don't know what they do, the fuel and stuff and it makes it all vaporize off the rocket. So you see that's I've never seen a launch. I'd love to see a launch. I'd love to be there when a launch happened. That would be one of my dreams. But we did see a fireball, and that was I had went one year with just me and the girls. This is when I was better. I could walk and stuff like that. It was just me and the girls that had went, and we went to the All Stars. In fact, see there I told a lie. I thought I'd went. I forgot that I had went to the All Stars music one time. So I've been to Alligator Bayou 3 times. Is it 3 times, and then the Manor Houses once, and then I went to the All Stars Music Resort with the girls. And again, we'd woke up the first morning really early because of the time difference. And I said to them, right, let's go and explore. I like to do that the next day. I says, let's go and explore. So we put our clothes on and it was still kind of dark. And I took them and we were looking around the pool and we were looking at plants and the lights and stuff like that. And just as we were walking, a red fireball came flying in like that. It was the most amazing. I couldn't get over it. I'd never seen a red like a shooting star, fireball, whatever it was, coming into the atmosphere. It was amazing. So I'd seen that. That was so cool. But I'd love to see a shuttle launch. A shuttle, I call it a shuttle. I'd love to see a rocket launch, even if it's just a satellite, a Starlink satellite or something. I'd love to see that. Both times I went to Kennedy. Do you know what? I think I did make a wish, Molly. I can't even remember what the wish was. It was probably I wish I stayed here forever. I wish I just stayed here forever. It's so beautiful, and I love just watching things and people are in Florida and the trees and at night time, Molly, the sound at night is amazing. It's just like wee crickets and frogs and stuff like that. It's a magical place. But then again, I'm in Disney. Don't forget, I'm in Disney. Rosalind, good morning. Good morning. I'm in Disney. I'm not in like the real Florida kind of thing because see, when you're in Disney, it's like a bubble you're in. So I don't suppose it's so happy and jolly everywhere in Florida. I suppose it's got its problems as well as everywhere else. But when you're in the bubble of Disney, it's and everything's themed, and I love that. I love things getting themed and stuff. So I'd love to take my grandson. See if I win the lottery, that's what I would do. I would take my wee grandson over and get him like a Peter Pan outfit. Listen, do you know where we'd be going? And I went, there's a cafe, a dinosaur cafe in Disney Springs. T-Rex or something it's called, right? And it looks like the Rainforest Cafe. If you've ever been in the Rainforest Cafe, this place is like it, and it's themed and it's got big dinosaurs and dinosaur eggs and stuff like that. Oh, Halloween's awesome, Molly. I've not been at a Halloween, but I have looked online and there's like Halloween parades and you get all the Mickey Mouses with pumpkins and but see at Christmas time their Christmas trees, oh my God, their Christmas trees are massive, right? The one in particular I'm thinking about was MGM Studios, and it had like Winnie the Pooh, and Mickey Mouse, and all sorts of stuff on it. Just beautiful, huge, big trees. They know how to do it. Obviously, they know how to do some decorating. But oh, it's breathtaking. Everywhere you go, it's breathtaking. So I'd love to get back one day that I would love to get back. If I will or not, I don't know. But in the meantime, I've got my memories, which is awesome. Which, as I say, I'll be doing today. I'll probably look at all my pictures. Um, and do you know, 8 years ago, I'll be like, God, look how young I look. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go because my daughter needs me. She's just sent me a wee message there. But I love you all so much. Thank you for spending time with me on this day. And I'll be back to see you tomorrow. And I love you all very much. Bye, everyone. Mwah.